All right, let's just jump right into this explainer. If you're paying even a little bit of attention right now, you already know that AI is, quite literally, the biggest wealth opportunity we are probably ever going to see in our lifetimes. But here's the catch, right? With a brand new tool dropping every single day, it is incredibly easy to get completely buried under a mountain of tutorials. So today, we're cutting through all that endless noise of the AI gold rush, we're organizing the chaos, and we are finally going to get you to actually take action.
I mean, think about it for a second. Why do you have 20 saved AI videos, but 0 actual AI businesses? Well, spoiler alert, you aren't stuck because you're lazy, and you definitely don't have a lack of ideas. What's really happening is you are just completely overwhelmed by the paradox of choice. You know exactly how it goes. You find one video, you think, okay, yep, this is the one, and you save it. Then you find another one that says something totally different, so you save that one too. And before you know it, you're sitting there with 20 brilliant business ideas, and you've started exactly 0 of them.
Now, this is fascinating. Research by Albert Bandura over at Stanford highlights that the strongest predictor of procrastination wasn't laziness at all. It was a low belief in your own ability. Honestly, watching endless AI videos is just the new doom scrolling. It totally tricks your brain because it looks and feels like actual work, so your brain kind of files it under making progress, but it's actually just avoidance. It's probably the most comfortable form of avoidance ever invented, and it's masking a very real fear of failure. So to finally cure this paralysis, we're going to follow this specific roadmap today. Part 1, the AI action paralysis. 2, the evaluation framework. 3, creative and content services. 4, web and e-commerce solutions. 5, high-leverage AI operations. And 6, how to actually start.
Let's move right into part 2, the evaluation framework, organizing the chaos.
To do this right, we really need a structured way to evaluate any AI side hustle objectively, so we can finally strip away all that crazy hype. We're going to score these proven AI business opportunities using what we call the CLEAR method. That stands for competition, longevity, effort, autonomy, and recurring revenue. Basically, we need to know, are you entering a wide open lane or are you about to get into a knife fight with 1,000 other beginners? We have to know if the income just stops the second you step away or if you're going to wake up on the first of every single month at absolute 0, hunting for that next paycheck. Objective metrics are absolutely going to be our best friend here. Moving on to part 3, creative and content services, volume and virality. This whole category is all about generating high-volume content for creators and brands because attention is literally the most valuable currency on the internet right now. What's really interesting here is the direct correlation between the learning curve and the competition. Because AI tools make things like user-generated content and short-form clipping just so incredibly easy to learn, you're looking at a very low barrier to entry. I mean, you don't even need a camera, lighting, or editing skills anymore. Tools like Opus Clip or Higsfield do the whole shebang in minutes. But because it's so easy, you're jumping into a wildly crowded space. On the flip side, something like AI ghostwriting requires a bit more nuance and taste to actually train the AI properly. And building realistic AI avatars, that is a much steeper learning curve, but it rewards you with super low competition. The reality of modern creative services is honestly pretty straightforward. The AI does about 80% of the heavy lifting. It finds those viral moments, it writes the newsletter drafts, and it completely edits the video. But that missing 20%, that is entirely on you. Your 20% is all about quality control, injecting that crucial human taste, and honestly, the most important part, finding and actually closing the client.
And here's the absolutely crucial point. When a business is this easy to start, everybody and their mother jumps in. And when everyone can offer the exact same thing, people just start competing on price. It creates this miserable race to the bottom. So to actually survive in AI content services, you have to lean heavily into your sales skills and your ability to curate real quality. You have to make sure you aren't just competing on who can do it the cheapest.
All right, part 4, web and e-commerce solutions, building digital real estate. Every single business on Earth needs a digital storefront, and AI has completely rewritten how we build them. If we look at building landing pages, fully automated Shopify stores, and no-code apps, you'll notice how AI has basically wiped out the need for technical coding skills across the board. You can use these tools to spin up a fully optimized landing page in just minutes. Or you can just prompt an AI to write custom code for an app while you literally just sit back and watch. You can even have a fully AI-built Shopify store that automatically picks the products and fulfills the shipping for you, giving you this incredibly high autonomy score. But listen, if you're building these for clients, it is vital that you remember this one thing. Businesses do not pay you just because you know how to use a fancy AI website builder. No, they pay you for the outcome. The real money here is in building single, highly focused landing pages designed to sell one specific thing. If the page you build actually brings that business paying customers, I promise you, they will not care if it took you 3 weeks of hard coding or just 3 minutes of AI prompting. Let's jump to part 5, high leverage AI operations, breaking the chain. This category is absolutely perfect for those of you who are a bit more operationally minded and really want to detach your income from your time. We're looking at a really sharp contrast between our final two models here. AI voice agents have a famously steep learning curve. Getting calendars connected, sorting phone lines, and training the bot, it takes some real patience. But that exact difficulty is what filters out all the heavy competition. Then, on the other hand, we have AI digital products, things like templates, tools, or courses. These have a medium learning curve, but they offer the absolute holy grail of business, a perfect 5 out of 5 autonomy score. Let's start with those voice agents. Did you know that local businesses, we're talking plumbers, dental clinics, roofers, miss over 50% of their daily inbound calls? 50%. And when a customer doesn't get an answer, they don't sit there and leave a voicemail. They literally just go down the Google list and call the very next business. These local shops are bleeding hundreds of thousands of dollars, which creates this incredibly easy, high-ticket problem for you to solve by setting them up with an AI agent that answers on the first ring 24/7. Now, despite that high payout and the steep initial learning curve, the actual setup process requires exactly 0 coding. It is incredibly straightforward. You define what the agent says, you upload the business's information so the AI actually knows the right answers, and you set up call forwarding. It's really just about logical instruction and a bit of patience. You definitely do not need a computer science degree for this. Switching gears to AI digital products. These offer the only true 100% autonomous income stream on our list today. You build the product once, and it sells to the 10,000th person exactly the same way it sold to the very first. And today, AI can research, outline, and draft the content faster than any human ever could. That means there is basically 0 marginal cost per new sale. But there is a catch. It's kind of like playing a slot machine with unlimited quarters. Your first product probably isn't going to be a massive winner. It requires multiple attempts until you hit on the exact right offer that really resonates with your audience. Okay, finally, part 6, how to actually start the psychological cure. We've organized the chaos and looked at the models, so let's break down the psychology of actually taking action. First off, a major pitfall you absolutely have to avoid: please stop walking into local businesses trying to sell them AI. Let's be real, no plumber or clinic owner wakes up in the morning dying to buy a complex AI voice agent or some crazy automation workflow. They just want their darn phone answered. They want to stop losing jobs to the guy down the street. So sell them a full calendar and just let AI be the quiet delivery mechanism working in the background. Getting off the sidelines requires a monumental shift in mindset. If you just stand there staring at the top of the mountain, looking at all these people making $100,000 a month, it's only going to build doubt because the gap just feels way too wide. You cannot sit around waiting for motivation to strike. Motivation is completely a myth. Taking one small step, no matter how ridiculously tiny it is, builds evidence. And evidence, my friends, is what actually changes your mindset. This takes us right back to a famous Stanford psychology study on severe phobias. The researchers didn't cure patients by giving them some hyped-up motivational speech. They cured them by having them take one tiny, guided step at a time, until the patient's own doubt was literally proven wrong. Because confidence isn't magic. It is literally just accumulated evidence. Acting first, doing something you absolutely cannot fail at, like just sending one single email to a local business today, is the only proven way to genuinely manufacture that belief in yourself. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. What is the one tiny, microscopic step you will take today to break your cycle and start building that evidence? Don't sit there and map out a massive agency. Don't stress about scaling to the moon. Just close the extra tabs, stop the doom scrolling, pick just one of the models we talked about today, and take one step right now to prove your doubt wrong. Thank you so much for joining me, and I seriously challenge you to go build that evidence today.